I went over on my ankle and nearly fell flat on my face.
That is, yeah, so unlucky.
And it was so annoying.
So
I was just like,
and so easily done,
yeah.
easily done. So just sorry to interrupt you, Claire, really quick. Ladies, those of you that are trying to connect, or if you're with someone that's trying to reconnect, remember you need to turn your Wi-Fi off to get optimum connection that's reliable and doesn't keep dropping off. So if you haven't turned your Wi-Fi off, you need to go into your settings and just temporarily turn it off. Claire, let's remind everybody about your very first session, because I do remember it vividly. Remind me about your first session and what happened and what led to it and that kind of thing.
Well, I'd obviously been running. I'd moved house in February. I was running all through the summer on my own, checking out the area. And I just got bored. I just got unmotivated, bored. I was on the Nike app, and every kilometer it tells you how fast you're running. And I just got slower, and I just really fell out of love of running. And also, during lockdown and stuff, I'd moved areas. I didn't really know anybody. Felt a little bit lonely, go out for a walk and never see anybody that I knew. So
yeah. Where had you moved from?
I live in Bourne Wood, so it wasn't far, but it was far enough to feel that distance, especially through the pandemic.
Okay, we have, just to interrupt you there, we have got Deanne with us today. I'm very proud of Deanne. Deanne is in Boreham Wood, I do believe, right now on her run. So yeah, fellow Boreham Wood.
Yeah, and so I was on Facebook, and someone had actually posted, is there any local running clubs for women in the area? And someone had posted about you can jog too, and there was another running club as well. So I looked into both of them, and I just decided I'd go with you guys. So I contacted you.
Yeah, let's just go back to that. So the other, let's not talk about the other running club, but you looked at both just out of interest. And I just to let everybody know, when I have guests on, I set my questions up. I email them to the guest a couple of days before, if I'm that organized, a couple of days before or the day before. I never know what the answers are going to be. I don't have the answers ahead of, so I'm finding out the answers along with all of you ladies. But I didn't know that you'd looked at the two clubs. So tell me, what made you decide to come to us?
I don't know really. It was there was a lot more people that suggested your club. So there was a lot more recommendations. And just looking through the two, yours just seemed a bit more friendlier.
Yeah. That's what I want to hear.
My favorite color.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want to hear, is that we are friendly, and we are. I mean, we are.
And it was. So I text you, and you text me back, and we'd set up a time. You let me know the days. So Monday came along. I left a bit early, I don't really know the area, so I left early, got to the car park, no pinks. Yeah. I was like, I'm sure I've got the right time and day. So I kept looking at my text. I was like, definitely am in the right place.
Yeah.
So I called you, texted you, couldn't get hold of you. And I'm like, oh God, this is weird. I'm sure it was meant to be here. So I drove around Abbots Village, seeing if I could see any ladies running, and couldn't see anybody. And I'm like, this is really odd. Definitely got the right day, definitely got the right time. So I sat in the car park for about another 10 minutes. I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it one last round. I'm going to give Deborah one last call, and then I'll go home. And I finally got hold of you. And you were like, oh, I forgot to tell you. We were Leavesden Country Park.
Yeah, that was shocking of me. But you know what it is obviously now we have the WhatsApp group. And if I change location, it goes on the WhatsApp group. But because you were a new prospect, you hadn't yet been put in the WhatsApp group. And typically I did, too many bloody, emails, texts, WhatsApps. I forgot. But luckily you did ring me, and luckily I did answer my phone. And what really amazed me, because I don't know whether I would have had as much confidence as you, is even though we had started the session, and I don't know if you remember, ladies, because many of you were there, and we've got some great pictures from that run, we were doing the drills in Leavesden Country Park. Was that, did I have the cones out that day? Was it with the cones, or was that a different session? I can't remember.
I can't remember actually if the
Can't
cones were
remember,
out.
but we were doing drills and skills and fun stuff in Leavesden Country Park around the track, and you zoomed down and just joined in. It was incredible, and that's why I knew instantly you were just going to fit in, because I tell you, if it had been me that had been told to go to one place first time, and the disorganized leader didn't update me on the new meet place, I'd have knocked it on the head. But
I don't know. I'd never been to Leavesden Country Park either, so I didn't know where the hell I was going. So I just kind of like ran down the pathway, and then I literally saw this sea of pink t-shirts, and I was like, haha, I found the people.
Yeah. And you made friends. Who were you chatting to on that first session? Because I do remember you made some friends in that first session.
Yeah, I spoke to Lou, I think it was, Lottie.
Yeah, I remember Lottie chatting to you.
Yeah, I can't remember who else I was speaking to. There was a couple of people I was running with, but off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly who it was. But everyone was so welcoming. Considering I turned up, I was late, I didn't know anybody. Yeah. Everyone was so lovely, and they're like, oh, hi.
Yeah, we are a very, very special team. So so Claire has recommended some of the tracks for me today. We have had this before. I do believe Sonia recommended this track before, but you know what? It's a great track, and it's perfect for today. The sun is shining, and I'm going to play it. Here it comes. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. But ladies, while you're running, I just want to welcome everybody officially, tell you who's on the run today. So we've got Andrea, we've got Carolyn, we've got Carol, who is with Gillian, we've got Claire as my guest, we've got Deanne. I'm hoping that you heard my comment and that you weren't offline when I referred to you as a Boreham Wood person, because that's where Claire used to live. And I had said how proud I was of you for getting up and joining the run today. We've got Donna, we've got Fiona, we've got Helena, we've got James Stendel, we've got Jenny H, we've got Jenny Young, we've got Kelly, we've got Lisa B, we've got Lottie, we've got Sally, we've got Sonia, we've got Tess, and we've got Tracy G. What a team this morning.
That's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
If anybody is recovering from a niggle, I know there's a couple of you on the run today that are. Please be careful. Please be cautious. It's better to do a little bit less and feel like you want to do more than do too much and wish you had done less and taken more caution. So please be mindful and just be careful. We want you running for the long term. Talking of which, Claire, injury. You joined the club. Do you remember how long when it was?
It was, I think, the beginning of September, because I'd only managed to get a couple of weeks run with you with the light evenings. And then it started to get dark again.
Yeah, I remember it was a light evening. And this is what's so bizarre. And I'm not going to swear, but I was injured when you joined and I was not running. And that was in September.
That's right.
And we actually have never physically run together.
No, not once. Not once. No. And I can't wait for that day, because I know how far you've come and all your progress. And I can't wait to get you back on the street so we can get you running again.
Listen, I can't wait to get back on the streets. And we had actually talked about joining for a run yesterday before you twisted your ankle.
That's right.
We were going to arrange for you to join me on my whatever minute run.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen.
No. I'm so annoyed. I'm so jealous of all the pinks out there today running, because it is the most beautiful morning to be running out there today.
Yeah. There is such a thing as runner's envy. You do know that.
I think I'm feeling it today. I got up and I was like, oh.
But you know what, though, when you had told me that you had twisted your ankle and that you were resting it and you'd seen someone, you took action, I knew that obviously I wanted to get you on as a guest. I love having guests, but I knew that if you weren't a guest, you were probably going to be too tempted to get out there running. And
I would have, you're right.
Yeah, and possibly set back, which is not a good, you're talking to someone who's become a professional in rehabilitation and setbacks.
Yeah.
Of which I will just tell everybody very briefly, the good knee has now become a bad knee, and the bad knee is actually in a better position than the good knee right now. So the frustrating. So the setbacks happen all the time. Apparently, my physio did say to me that it's not uncommon for that to happen. And just it's the caution and blah, 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 the caution. It's a never-ending challenge. But anyway, so you've been running. Tell us about your family setup.
So I'm married to my husband, Juan. He's from Madrid, and we've been married 10 years in June. Together 13. We have two beautiful girls who's 6 and 9, Emily and Beatrice. And I love family life. I've just really love it. I've been very blessed. I've got two very healthy girls. I have a very supportive husband, and I love it. And I work 4 days a week. I'm a PA to some busy teams. I work in London in the cheese grater by the Gherkin. So I work from home in London. And
before COVID, did you work from home, or would you have gone into the office?
So I've been really lucky. I have quite a flexible location for my job. So I work 1 day Snowburn's, 1 day London, and then 2 days home. Because Snowburn's local, so it's easy for me to just go in the office. But I like to go into London to see my teams and my partners and stuff. So yeah. Really lucky. I've been with the company 17 years in August. I can't believe it.
Can you name the company, who it is?
Yeah, it's Aon. I'm part of Aon. So the company I work for is McLagan, and we got bought by Aon many years ago. And we don't have anything to do with insurance, nothing at all. So when people say, oh yeah, I know Aon, it's an insurance, it's like, no, I'm part of it, but nothing to do with the insurance side. So yeah, we deal with compensation, which is all about people's salaries and all that sort of data side of stuff.
Oh, right. I've just seen a mess. Sorry, Claire. I've just
That's
seen
all
a
right.
message pop up from Lisa. She's at the crossroad where she can run longer or turn back and listen to what I just said. She's listening and turning round. Well done,
Yay.
Lisa. Now, what you can do, Lisa, is if you do turn back round and you get back home before we finish, just walk. Just keep walking to us. If you don't want to keep running, just walk. There's nothing wrong with walking. So well done. But Claire, what school do your kids go to?
They go to Kings Langley Primary School. They started there 2 weeks before lockdown last year.
So you got, okay, brilliant. And have you met any mums in the group who have got kids at Kings Langley?
No, most of the people I've met have got older kids.
Right.
So yeah, no, I see you sometimes. I think we cross paths. You're going up to the secondaries, I'm going up to the primary.
Yeah, normally I drop at the Rose and Crown, but when my daughter, God forbid, she's got a PE bag and a school bag, it's too heavy to carry up the hill. So that's when you might see me is driving up the hill. Sometimes you've got to pick your battles, haven't you?
Yes, indeed.
Tell me, you've got 2 young girls, lovely young girls. You work 4 days a week. You still find time to run. You're running about, well, in lockdown, you've been running like with virtuals twice a week, plus anything you do outside of that. How do you find the time and motivation?
Oh, I don't know, really. I'm not a big planner because the girls' lives in a normal kind of life is so busy. So it's a necessity for me. I make sure I do it. So Monday nights, I know 6:30, I'm out the door. It doesn't matter what's happening at home. That's my time, selfishly as it could be, but I have to get out the door at 6:30. When my husband goes back to work, if he goes back in in London again, who knows what's going to happen. So for now, I just enjoy it and I make sure I get out at 6:30. I do weights training on a Wednesday with my trainer, and then I run obviously on a weekend.
Yeah.
I just have to make sure it works. I prepare with the girls the day before. So if I know that they've got stuff going on, I make sure my husband knows that for that hour I'm out. I just have to make it work. Yeah. I want
to just pick you up on a couple of things you said. Okay, I just got to write it down before it leaves my brain. You said it's a necessity. Why is it a necessity? What is it? Because, tell me or tell everybody, why is it a necessity?
I think for me, just mentally, I need that time. I'm a busy mum. I've got a busy job. I have a busy home life, and I need that time for my brain to just take time out. I get frazzled. And also just exercise makes me feel so much better. If I don't exercise, I get really stressed, not stressed, but just, I need to get out there and just unwind, take some time out, makes me a better person when I come back. The last year I'm going through the perimenopause. So I have days where I literally get up and I feel like a massive grey cloud is on my head and I hate it. I can't shake it. So to get out and do some exercise doesn't necessarily get rid of it, but it helps. It makes me feel a little bit brighter, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Just to say that everything you've said, I totally agree with. It does, like exercise does make you a better person because it's just gives you that downtime, doesn't it? And it makes you feel,
it does.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah,
totally. So I'm 100% with you. And I'd also like to say to you, with regard to the menopause, there are, quite a few ladies within the group who are going through the same thing. And I am, just to let everybody know, going to organise doing a talk with, I think I'm going to do a talk with Selin from Primal Therapy, who specialises in women's health, and do a menopause and exercise talk. So that is something I've got in the pipeline. But it's we are women of a certain age. It's coming up. You're not at that point, it's good to be, forewarned is forearmed, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then the other thing I want to pick you up on is you use the word selfish. Do you know what? This is debatable, because is it selfish to allow yourself an hour to get out the house? Why is
I know,
that
it's
selfish? And
terrible,
why
isn't it?
do you feel selfish doing that? Like, you're entitled, you are a busy mum, you work hard. We need to, women, mums, all of us, we need to change our mindset. It's not selfish. It's a necessity.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
that you will all be agreeing with me, and I know it's difficult because you may sometimes feel selfish by running out the door, but it is so important.
Yeah,
So important.
it is.
So important. And on that note, I'm going to cut to Claire's next track, which is going to get a good spring in your step. Here it comes.
Hey, bit of Rizzle kicks.
Yeah.
Yo, coming in with the sound fresher than cut grass. On the stars, second that we enter if you must start. Rush past, like you've forgotten your mind. All the drivers all up in the face like, can I see a bus pass? But nah, we just want a little wine, bruv. Call me what you want, but you should not call it a night, love. And I might just join a Mile High Club. Only problem being that I couldn't give a flying. Yeah, let me touch back down. Slap her on the bum until it comes back round. Half the room's like, oi, what's this all about? With the other
Team, what you can't see is Claire having a boogie at her desk.
yeah, I love that sound. So flick your back butts out once on a mad one, like yeah, your mama can hum.
Mama do the hum, mama do the hum, hum. Mama, won't you please let me do the hum, hum. Mama do the hum, mama do the hum, hum. Mama, won't you please let me do the hum, hum. Mama do the hum, mama do the hum, hum. Mama, won't you please let me do the hum, hum. Mama do the hum, mama do the hum, hum. Mama, won't you please let me do the hum, hum.
Yo, it's been a long week. How I've got this much energy is beyond me. I just want all of these girls to be on me. And maybe even one of them could be Beyonce. We ain't gonna pack that rap noise in. All of that cheesy stuff, clap, clap, sing. And we're gonna
Hi,
burst
Jenny.
right here, right now. Ain't over till a fat boy slims, mama.
I am so pleased to see Jenny Young out. She's with Ryan. Ryan is out the door. Well done, Jenny.
Knock her run back down. Bust a little jiggy is the drum track pound. Half the room are just making a run crowd with the other half jiving. I love that sound. Yeah, I love that sound. Yeah, I love that sound. So flick your fag butts out once on a mad one, like yeah, your mama can hum.
Mama do the hum, mama do the hum, hum. Mama, won't you please let me do the hum, hum. Mama do the hum, mama do the hum, hum. Mama, won't you please let me do the hum, hum.
Yeah.
Mama do the hum, mama do the hum, hum. Mama, won't you please let me do the hum, hum. Mama do the hum, mama do the hum, hum. Mama, won't you please let me do the hum, hum.
When we step into the room, everybody makes a pathway. Cause you know what came, make the dance change. And we rule that crowd, and we don't change pace at the halfway. We keep it moving, we hold it down. Can't stop, break sweat, no losing. Nobody gonna take my crown, hold back. Nah, never gonna happen. Nah, never gonna happen. Especially when it's all packed out.
Remind the ladies, if you have any meetups, please remember your selfies. And if you're running with somebody else, please take some selfies.
On a mad one, like yeah, your mama can hum.
Any of the Instagram users out there, tag the club so that I can read.
I think Jenny's at your front door.
Oh, Jenny's outside. I'm in
Yeah.
the back, Jenny. Oh.
Hi, Jenny.
I'm here, ladies. So I just saw Jenny and Ryan at my front door. I'm going to just pause this track here because I want to come back to Claire, because Claire, can you tell everybody about the goal you have set yourself?
Yeah, so I originally set this goal for more of a personal charity purpose, because I haven't done anything for charity for a few years, and I haven't done any kind of race or anything for a couple of years. I did a tri sprint 3 years ago, and I was meant to do another one, but I got a cyst in my foot, so I couldn't train. And I saw Tommy's London Landmarks come up for half marathon. I've never done a half marathon. I've never run further than, well, 10K really. Now, obviously I've run a little bit further. And Tommy's is such an amazing charity. I'm so blessed. I've managed to have 2 girls that are healthy, but I've had friends that have had such a devastating journey trying to have their own families. So I put in for the Tommy's half marathon. One, to keep me going as well, because the motivation during winter, I've never run during winter. I've always been a bit of a fair weather runner. So I wanted something to keep me going with the club, with the club runs, something to keep me motivated that I knew I was going to be doing. And yeah, that was my purpose for putting in for the half marathon.
So half marathon for Claire, the half marathon that Claire is now doing, because the London Landmarks didn't work out.
No, I had to change, so I've deferred that to next year now.
Yeah.
Because it's in August and I can't make it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the St Albans half in June now.
Yeah. So the St Albans half marathon is on our events plan. We did do it in 2019. A number of ladies from the club did it in 2019. And Claire has got it as her plan to do that half marathon. And what would be amazing is if anybody's listening and fancies doing that half marathon with Claire, I will be there to support. But if anyone would like to join Claire at that half marathon, please let me know and put it in your diary. And I presume that you've entered. Can you enter now?
Yeah, you can enter now. There's still spaces. So yeah, if anybody wants to join me, I think Gal is doing it. She told me she's put in to do it. So I know she's definitely doing it.
Fantastic. And those of you that have done the St Albans half marathon, it is always a hot one. And they give out ice lollies on the finish line, and it will be the best ice lolly you've ever eaten in your life. So if anybody is interested in joining Claire for that half marathon, please, you can sign up. You just got to do it directly and let me know so that I know who is doing it. Yeah, that's a brilliant goal, Claire. And I know that you have all, you are more than capable, and you have all the attributes to get you around that half marathon. It is a challenging one. You're doing the lanes. You're doing the lanes in St Albans. When we do the lanes by the Tin Church, a lot of it is in the lanes. There are undulating bits of it, but it is a really nice marathon with a really good finish line where there's always lots of support. Obviously, I'm not sure about the whole COVID thing and the spectators, but wherever possible, I will be there to support and would love, if you don't want to run it, but you want to come with me to support the girls that do, that would be amazing. So yeah, talking of, it's further down on my list of structure for today's session, but I'm going to fast forward it. When I had Carolyn on as a guest the other week, she made reference to my clipboard. So for anybody who is new to the club and hasn't met my clipboard is coming to the group runs next week, because I am looking to sign up for quite a few of the events on our events calendar. So please beware, you will be sober, so it is a lot harder to get your names down on my clipboard. But
I've not
I
seen
normally
this
bring my
clipboard yet.
clipboard. Claire, I normally bring my clipboard
I'm
out.
living in fear.
Yeah. Well, I normally bring it out on a social when everyone's had a
Ah.
couple of drinks, but it's going to be coming out on a group run.
Good tactics. I
Um,
like it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see the chat on your screen, Claire, but Tessa's written,
Oh,
good
yeah.
luck with the St Albans.
It's
a hilly
hilly.
run. Well, do you know what? When the girls ran it, there was a team of us that decided to walk it.
Mm.
I don't know why, but we did. I was one of those girls. Let me tell you something. I got to the end of the 13-mile walk and I vowed I would never, ever do it again. And I would have much preferred to run it. So even,
Yeah.
and the girls that ran it loved it. Like no one
Yeah.
finished it going, oh, I wish I hadn't have done that. They
Do
loved
you know, I did the 26-mile moonwalk, and it was all through London during the night. And when I finished it, I said, I'm sure it would have been easier to run it than walked
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
It was so long.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, just keeping on the genre of the events, girls. Next Saturday, I have been working very hard on the plan for our Easter run hunt. It is underway, my plan. It will be an Easter run hunt during a virtual run, and it will be in the Abbots area. You can take as long as you want to do it, but it will be in the Abbots area. I'm not going to give too much away at the moment, but please, it would be great. The more the merrier. And by the 3rd of April, you will actually be able to meet in a group of up to 6 people officially. So you can form, if anyone wants to buddy up, you will be able to buddy up. So please, Easter run hunt, it's on the Saturday. I specifically did it on the Saturday for those of you with kids that will be doing Easter Sunday stuff. So please remember and look out for that. You can book in already from Monday. Claire, tell me, what is it? So you used to run prior to coming to the club.
Yes.
What is it that keeps you running with the club, these months later?
Oh, God. I think, I will probably repeat what every guest has said about this club. It was the best decision I made to join the club. It's got a very unique, special community. I love it. And I said this to my husband the other day. A year down the line of living in this new area, I would never imagined that I have such lovely friends that I have now through the club. There's no way. If someone said to me, a year down the line, you're going to have so many friends, when you go out running, you're going to see people that I would like to be ridiculous. You don't make friends that quickly in an area. But the club has done that. That people are so lovely. Everyone was so welcoming. Everyone's so supportive as well. You talk to people, it doesn't matter who you talk to. And I think, a couple of the girls said this before, when you club run, when you're all together, it's nice because you don't necessarily, I have run with totally different people. I've run with the crazy marathon ladies that are so fast and keep me going. And then I've run, with people that are a little bit slower, like myself, and I don't mind running at the back. It's just nice to run with people, get to know people. And yeah, it's just got a really nice feel about it. There's no competition. There's no, you don't feel when you turn up, somebody was saying, you worry about how fast you're going to be and you don't want to be at the back. I just never felt like that with the club at all. Everyone's just in it to go out and run. Everyone just loves to run or enjoys to run. Everyone just the social aspect, the motivation, knowing that I've booked in and I have to go, but then I know as soon as I turn up and I see someone I know, all that kind of worry and stress just disappears, and just go out and have fun.
Yeah, I couldn't, absolutely. And I've said it before is, yes, it's my club and I'm at the, hopefully I have created the ethos, but I don't do that alone. It's everybody that contributes to the culture of the club.
It is. Everyone is just so friendly. There's not one person that I've gone, not quite sure about the person, not that I would, because it's not really me, but everyone has been friendly. Everyone is supportive. You know, the support that you gave Liz on her half marathon, you know, it's just amazing how people are like that. You know, you don't come across that very often.
No.
That's for sure.
Liz was going to do it like just quietly, her and Sam, and I was like, absolutely not. You know, like no
and
way.
I get it, because you know, you saying that you think I'm capable of doing the half marathon. I've only probably run 8 miles so far, and to think I've got to get to 13 is, for me, it's quite daunting. So I'm like, oh my God, I've got to run another hour. How am I going to do that?
You will.
So it is a big mile to do.
You will. And when I need to write your training plan, but you know that amongst the group, there will be people that will keep you company on those longer runs. We can incorporate it into whether it's virtually or group running. So you know you're going to have my support and undoubtedly support from within the team. Which is what we're about. Which is what we're about. So let's get Claire's next track on. Here it comes.
We're going to dance. We're going to dance and have some fun.
Dig.
The chills that you spill up my back keep me filled with satisfaction when we're done. Satisfaction of what's to come. I couldn't ask for another. No, I couldn't ask for another.
Oh, that's right.
Your groove, I do deeply dig. No walls, only the bridge. My supper dish, my succotash wish.
Sing it, baby.
I couldn't ask for another. No, I couldn't ask for another. Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart.
Who's that, Deborah?
Groove is in the heart.
Oh, is that Gillian?
Oh, brilliant! Amazing!
Foxmore. Just coming opposite directions. In Foxmore. By herself.
Gillian, where's Carol?
Where's Carol? Oh, the big queue outside the coffee shop. Big queue. Yeah.
I put coffee and wine on the events list, Gillian.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so pleased you let us check.
So happy. All right, I'll let.
Get your pictures. Brilliant.
Oh, it looks so nice out there.
Oh, Foxmore's lovely. So, just to say, Claire, we did a lot of our marathon training runs around that area. And Foxmore and Potton End. Oh, Potton End is just amazing. And you know what? There's this tree in Potton End with a fairy door in it.
Oh, wow.
Your girls would love that. It's just
I'll have to
such
take
a
them up there.
beautiful area. Do you know what? I need to remind myself where that fairy tree is. So nice.
Yeah, you have to let me know. I've not been up that way.
Yeah, so lovely. I'm so glad Gillian has met up with Kelly and Sonia and Tracy G, and Carol should be with them now. Amazing when it works out. It's amazing. Jenny Young has said 20 minutes of walking in the sunshine listening to you and me, Claire, has done a world of good.
That's so good to hear, Jenny.
Another great track. and song choice from Claire. So, Claire, you are coming onto the You Can Jog 2 team weekend away to
Yep.
the Cotswolds.
Yep.
So, it was supposed to be last year. Obviously, for obvious reasons, it didn't happen. This is the second rescheduled date in June, and I have full confidence that we will be going. You joined after the new date. Unfortunately, a couple of the ladies were unable to continue coming because of the revised date. But it meant that you could join the group. That was a brave thing to sign up to, I think. Maybe I'm just a coward. But again, you were fairly new, but you didn't hesitate. You saw that there was a place and you signed up.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I'm a very happy, positive person. I've always gone out, you know, to live life. I've always said if I drop off the earth tomorrow, I've had a really good time while I'm here. And it's things like that I jump at a chance to do. You know, I don't get to go away very often from my family because, you know, I'm obviously looking after the girls and my husband. Well, obviously I don't look after my husband, but he looks after himself.
We are another child, the husband.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you know, I don't get to do girly weekends away very often. So when it comes, I'm all over it, you know.
Yeah.
And also it's just a really nice way to get to know other people. You know, I traveled a lot. I love meeting people. I love finding out about people. I found, you know, people are interesting. And I just, yeah, it's just nice to kind of get to know people and have fun have some girly fun, have some time out, you know, talk about other stuff other than kids or school or work. I just thought, why not?
You would have listened, Claire, to when I've asked other guests about that have been on the weekend away. I've had Sally and I've had Carolyn, and they've talked about the weekends away. Do you know what? None of us knew, like, especially on the very first one, like we ran together, but you don't, like, you know each other from running, but you don't really know each other.
No.
And everyone comes on their own, but together you're never on your own. And that's what's unique about the group and the club and the weekends away. And it is going to be, I'm hoping, a very good weekend away. And I would like your contribution on the weekend away. You mentioned in your 5 interesting facts for the Which Pink Lady Am I that you are a choreographer.
I'm not a choreographer, I want to be.
You want to be, which means you've done a bit. You've done a bit. So would you, those of you coming on the weekend away, you're witnessing to this, would you choreograph us pink ladies in a bit of a dance routine?
Oh, give it a go. I'm always up for a challenge, so
okay, so exclusive. Ladies, you can drink before. It's fine. We're on a weekend away, so we can get a bit of Dutch courage, loosen our hips up, get rid of all the niggles.
You've got to have a few drinks beforehand.
Yeah, got to get rid of all the aches and pains. Lisa P is on that weekend away. She said that would be so funny. So, you know, we can be maybe throwing a few of us around or something like that, you know, as well. So start thinking about which track you're going to use for our weekend away. And that will be on the agenda somewhere when I do the agenda for our team activities. So
that will be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun. So I got another track from Claire, and this is you're going to love this. Here it comes.
Yay!
Mustang Sally.
Mustang Sally.
Well done, Andrea. Andrea's finished her bike ride.
Guess you better slow that Mustang down. Mustang Sally now, baby. Guess you better slow that Mustang down.
welcome. Hoping everyone's having a great run. Is Kelly, Sonia, Tracy, Gillian and Carol, are you all getting a coffee from Coffee and Wine? I do have Coffee and Wine as a date to be confirmed in August for us to go as a team after a run and do a Boxmoor run. Gillian and Carol have a 10k route we're doing Boxmoor, and I want us all to do it, including me. Sally is in Cassiobury Park. She's enjoying the music. Bet Cassiobury is lovely, Sally. Brilliant, brilliant. Just to cut back to next Saturday's Easter run, if you want to bring husbands, children on bikes, etc., you can absolutely do that. Obviously, I'm going to have feet on the street with our very own lovely Lottie, but obviously for a period of time. But you can take as long as you want. If you want to bring children, etc., you can absolutely do that. And I can't wait to have Lottie with feet on the street. Those of you that did the St. Patrick's Day run, she is the best feet on the street there is.
Are we going to have Lottie dressing up as like an Easter bunny or something this
Well,
time?
I saw Lottie for a walk the other day. She's already been perusing on Amazon, so who bloody knows?
Fantastic.
It wouldn't surprise me if she had a bonnet of some sort or something. So yeah, how well do you know Lottie that you've even made that comment? She loves a dress up. She loves
Brilliant.
a dress up. Yeah. So if you finished your run, feel free just to continue listening, or if you're walking or you're gonna go and get a coffee at the end of your run, just keep your earphones in, because I haven't finished asking Claire. Claire, you've traveled to 40 countries.
Yes.
Did you do your traveling prior to children, or when did you travel?
So I started traveling when I was 26. My divorce come through, and I've been working 10 years and decided that I wanted a one-way ticket out. So I went off with my best friend, traveled for 6 months, and then just got the bug from there, really. Traveled a hell of a lot. But before children, I was away 5-6 times a year. And then my last big trip was in Japan with my husband before we had Amelie. And then we took Amelie to Thailand when she was 2. But we haven't done any big trips since Beatrice, just because it was quite heavy going, having 2 very young children on long haul flights. I wouldn't put anyone through that. I mean, my children are very well behaved on airplanes, thankfully. But no, I've absolutely loved traveling, and I really want my children to be able to have the opportunity to do it as well. I think there's so much out there. There's so much to learn from other countries and people, trying new foods, just experiencing different cultures. I'm a very big supporter of getting out there and seeing the world.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. And now your husband's Spanish.
Yes.
Where did you meet him traveling, or
No. I met him at work.
Oh,
He worked for my boss.
okay. So you've
He
done all
was
that
sent to you.
traveling and you met your Spanish husband at work.
I know, crazy, eh?
Are your children bilingual?
No, they're learning. I think because when obviously we had Amelie, Juan was working crazy hours, so he wasn't really home a huge amount. So because my mother tongue's English and their whole life is English, it's been quite
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
But they are learning slowly. Juan's family doesn't really speak English. His mum doesn't speak any English at all, not even a hello. So they have to learn. They have to get everyday speaking. So when they spend time with Pilar, they'll use everyday things. How are you? Would you like something to eat, drink? But we would like them to be a bit further along. But it's just life. When your whole life is an English life, it's very difficult to get that bilingual balance.
Absolutely. So I'm going to give you the floor, as it were, to end the run session. Is there anything that we haven't covered today, or anything you would like to say to the group that are running and listening today, or anything? The floor is yours to finish the run on before I play out with some music. Is there anything you'd like to say to the team?
I just want to say thank you to everybody, because joining the club has definitely been a lifeline for me in the last 6 months. Pinks are lovely. It's such a lovely group. Keep doing what you're doing, Deborah, because you're a true trooper. You've got us out there through some of the really rubbish lockdown times. It's been really tough this last lockdown, and I think people have really appreciated, you're always so upbeat. And there's probably days that you probably log on and think, oh God, I'm tired, and I've had a crappy day, but you still get us out there, you get us motivated. And just thank you to the Pink Ladies. I've had so much support. Sonia's always getting me out there with Kelly, and I've met Gail now, and I've been running with her a couple of times, and just the group is lovely. Keep doing what you're doing, and if you want to do something, there's no such word as can't. You get out there. If you have a goal, get out there, do that goal. Nothing is impossible if you really work hard and put your mind to it.
Yeah, great. What an end to a virtual run. And you know what? The virtual runs, that they're continuing on the weekends for the time being anyway. The virtual runs have given us all a lifeline. And I mean, who would have thought that virtual running as a concept would have been so popular and works so well? But it has. And for those ladies and yourself, Claire, who's going to be running longer distances, the virtual run is fantastic. You can start a bit earlier. You can then incorporate the virtual into your run. It's fantastic. And like the whole of lockdown and everybody's enthusiasm and support for the runs during lockdown has been incredible. So I'm going to play out with Claire's another great choice. Here we go. It's coming. If you're in a group, please don't try the the run and the lift. I don't want any accidents.
It's a truth, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you.
This would be a good track, Claire.
I did this in a show.
I've been waiting for so long now. I finally found someone to stand by me. We saw the writing on the wall as we felt this magical fantasy.
So, message from Lottie, Claire. Do you remember meeting your smiling face on the first run?
Thanks, Lottie.
Yeah, right. I must just tell you all, when I used to work on the cruise ship, my best friend, a guy called Brian, was a dancer, and I was the one in the water doing this with him. It was my dream to be a dancer, but I never quite got it.
Brilliant.
Lottie's off to practice this. So in the Cotswolds, we have a hot tub. We could practice in the hot tub, ladies.
Hey, baby.
I challenge everyone, how many pink ladies can you fit in a hot tub?
Oh, that's got to be done.
So we'll just let it go. Don't be afraid to lose control. No.
Yes, I know it's on your mind. You say, stay with me tonight.
And remember,
Okay.
Caroline, come and join
we've got
me.
Carolyn signing up for the St Albans half. I'm ignoring your word tentative, Carolyn. Sign up, you get an ice lolly at the end. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, come and
Claire
join me.
is a great runner to run alongside.
Lottie.
Ladies, you've got to turn your camera on just to see Lottie dancing. Oh, she's left.
She's gone.
Gone. Oh, yeah. Another special mention to Deanne. Deanne, I am so damn proud of you, girl. Keep it up. Walking, jogging, it doesn't matter.
no, I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's a truth.
Ready?
And I owe it all to you.
I would like to give a very big thank you to our lovely Claire. It's been fantastic having you on as a guest today. Anybody
Thank
listening, please let me know if you'd like to be on as my guest. Don't wait till you're injured. I'd love to have you on as a guest. Have a fantastic weekend, rest of the weekend. A reminder, group running starts on Monday. Please book in the normal way. I will have my clipboard. And it's the Easter run. Deanne, if you want to come to Abbots Langley next Saturday, I will arrange to group you up with some similar ladies. It would be lovely to see you in person. Alternatively, you can still do it in your local area. Obviously, you just won't be on the run hunts, but you'll still be part of it. But let's get as many people involved as possible. If you're chatting to any ladies on the group run that aren't currently coming to the virtuals, get them involved, get them joined in, help me get them joining the virtuals. They don't realise what they're missing. So have a fantastic day, ladies, and I look forward to seeing everybody in person on Monday.
Look forward to it. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Sarah.